interesting things there.
That's good. Exchanges are always
yes.
Yeah, it's something interesting for sure. And also the tourism sector, generally speaking, in Portugal is also very important in our economy, same as Malta. Definitely. I believe that, I don't know, maybe let me just double check my email to see if that Maria Muscat should be joining soon.
Hi, good morning, I'm here.
Ah, hello.
Hi.
Okay, so good morning again. Thank you for joining us. We are not a lot, also it's Christmas period. So this today we are doing the first of the 3 launch events related to the tender we publish on the 6th December for the notice of the vouchers of the mobility. And today is the first event. On the 27th, we will do the second event with will be focused on the participants that can apply for this mobility. And the third event, we will invite the hosting companies in Malta that also is an informative session for them to raise awareness of the project, that then the mobilities will start in March, so very soon. So before I will explain a bit of the tender today. Before we start, as usual, I give the word to Maria Muscat, just to say hello to us, and then I will proceed the conversation too.
So hi everyone, and good morning. I'm Maria Muscat from the Malta National Coordinating Authority for the Interreg Italia-Malta. As the name implies, we are the authority that coordinates the implementation of the Interreg Italia-Malta projects locally, in collaboration, obviously, with the managing authority in Sicily. I prepared some points from my end. Should I go through them now or maybe later?
No, it can be now. It can be now.
Okay, all right. So as I said, we're the Malta National Coordinating Authority. Our role is primarily to coordinate, to guide, to monitor the beneficiaries implementing these projects here in Malta. We also obviously are there to provide information like a national contact point about the program when calls are open, that is organizing information sessions, etc. For the time being, there is none since the program is coming towards its end. In fact, as the program name implies, it's 2014-2020, although there are projects like this one that are still ongoing, but projects can keep on going till the 2023. Currently, we are also in the drafting stage of the next programming period, in collaboration, obviously, with the managing authority, both countries, Malta and Sicily. We have been working and discussing to draft the upcoming program, and which should be finalized, hoping sometime this year. Just a quick brief. This project Move On is one of the Call 2 projects, out of which 11 projects have been selected, amounting to roughly 20 million euros between Malta and Sicily. In these 11 projects, Malta is participating through 17 Maltese beneficiaries, whom together they are implementing activities amounting to around 7 million euros, out of which almost 6 million are EU funds. And apart from these Call 2 projects, there are also another 15 projects which had been financed through the first call under this programming period. These amount to around 28 million euros, out of which roughly 10.5 million euros are being spent through the Maltese beneficiaries. These 15 projects are mostly coming to a close. In fact, only 5 will proceed their implementation in 2022. The rest are closing by end of this year. And in these 15 projects, there are 32 different Maltese partners. And these Maltese partners, as I said, are implementing activities of 10.5 million, out of which almost 9 million euros are EU funds. As you see, there's quite a budget. We are hoping to have something on the same lines in the next programming period. So obviously, I encourage various sectors to keep informed, to keep on the lookout, because more opportunities will be coming up in the next months, even through other Interreg programs. So as to make sure to tap into these opportunities, like this organization has secured funding for this project, because as you can see, there is an element of similarities, cross-border issues, which through these projects we can bring along added value and implement something together which can set a track record, like in this case, these mobility projects, which are actually quite new under the Interreg Italia-Malta. In fact, this is 1 out of 3 mobility projects, and which hopefully in the long run will set a track record to keep on implementing similar activities. So I recommend to reap out the benefits of these programs and these EU funds. That's it from my end. Thank you, and I wish you a good follow-up of this call after all.
Thank you, Maria Scott. Okay, I will pass the word to Luca Fagiani. They are working as they are the lead with our lead partner in Italy in this project, and he's mainly also responsible for the communication part of the project. So I will give him, he will just to say that he will speak in Italian, but I believe that all of us, we understand Italian, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Thank you. Good morning e buongiorno a tutti. Allora, sì, il mio intervento sarà finalizzato a in qualche modo condividere con voi l'approccio che abbiamo pensato per la comunicazione del progetto e diciamo, dell'attività. Continueremo, nel senso, in questo importante progetto ci vede diciamo già pronti, e per quanto riguarda appunto l'azione che verrà fatta in maniera parallela, coordinata sia per quanto riguarda Regione Siciliana che per quanto riguarda appunto l'utenza maltese. Sono diciamo per Malta 25 i beneficiari interessati di questi progetti, che ricordiamo essere dei progetti che prevedono appunto una work experience in Sicilia di 6 mesi, con appunto un rimborso dell'esperienza. Io vi vado a dettagliare, condividendo lo schermo, gli spazi in cui potete ottenere maggiori informazioni sul progetto. Allora, ok, ora vi chiedo tecnicamente, se possibile, fare la condivisione dello schermo. Nel frattempo essere abilitato, perché vorrei farvi vedere, o magari se può farlo qualcun altro io lo commento, farvi vedere in particolare il sito, che è www.italiamalta.it. Quindi ecco, andremo a dettagliare adesso qualche evidenza di quello che troviamo online negli spazi. Possiamo sicuramente provare a rendere, abilitare la mia condivisione dello schermo, oppure lato, chi può farlo, anche a condividerlo e magari io lo posso commentare.
Yes, because I cannot see the option for you to share screen.
Ok.
Non vedo questa possibilità.
Se
si
possibile, Patricia.
Chat.
Allora, Patricia, se è possibile, se puoi condividerlo tu e io lo commento.
Esatto.
Commento. Allora,
sì.
Nella URL su Google possiamo indicare direttamente www. Io adesso l'indirizzo lo metterò anche in chat, quindi a beneficio di tutti. Quindi riporto l'indirizzo in chat. a beneficio di tutti. Ecco qui, diciamo, vediamo, anzi, vediamo per tutti quanti, io riporto qui l'indirizzo. Quindi il sito che abbiamo messo in chat è diciamo, la URL a cui fare riferimento. L'indirizzo del sito è www.moveon-italiamalta.it. Adesso lo vedremo insieme, condividendo lo schermo, e ringrazio Patricia per questo. Che cosa potremo andare a vedere nel sito? Andremo a vedere tutte le informazioni legate al progetto, gli obiettivi e gli spazi in cui sono disponibili gli avvisi per l'utenza Italia e per l'utenza Malta. Nel focus che andremo a vedere per quanto riguarda l'utenza Malta, potremo in qualche modo vedere anche il link, quindi scaricare l'avviso pubblico e vedere il link del form da compilare per candidarsi. Ancora, sempre sul sito, si trova una guida in PDF con delle specifiche per quanto riguarda un supporto, un tutorial passo passo. Ah, perfetto, vedo la condivisione. Perfetto, perfetto. Ok, adesso probabilmente andrà un po' ridimensionato, benissimo. Allora, se su avvisi, nel senso quindi diciamo, nella voce di menu avviso, esattamente, esattamente,
I will go to Malta announcement.
esattamente Malta. In quest'area di sito, appunto, vedremo anche questa può essere, insomma, in quest'area sito potrà essere trovato appunto sia diciamo, l'avviso pubblico con l'elemento in download, sia, scendendo ancora, la possibilità di scaricare la guida. Ok, esatto.
I can click here if
Yes.
they want to apply.
Questo è, diciamo, qui andiamo direttamente al form, qui è presente online il form che permette appunto la registrazione da parte degli utenti. Vi ricondivido in chat. Vi ricondivido in chat anche diciamo, il link dove è presente la guida, così Patricia potrai sicuramente vederla. Ancora continuo qui in chat. Sempre a beneficio di tutti, in chat è presente adesso il link della guida che potremo secondo me vedere insieme, quindi Patricia ti chiedo di appunto vederla. Ok, sì. E quindi perché nella guida cosa troveremo? Nella guida troveremo la descrizione diciamo dell'opportunità e a partire diciamo, un focus sugli allegati da presentare, che sono appunto il curriculum vitae, la copia della carta d'identità e tutta una serie di diciamo, documentazione finalizzata alla partecipazione al progetto. Ecco, lo stiamo vedendo. Qui vediamo insomma la composizione, diciamo, quali sono i destinatari, appunto, parliamo di fino ai 29 anni, dai 18 ai 29 anni, con un focus qui i requisiti per l'assegnazione dei voucher residenti in Sicilia. Scendendo ancora andremo a vedere i requisiti specifici per diciamo, la partecipazione relativa all'utenza maltese e quindi quali sono le, diciamo, le modalità e quali sono gli allegati da presentare per quanto riguarda diciamo, l'utenza maltese. Scendendo ancora, qui superiamo la parte Sicilia, quindi chiedo a Patricia di scendere ancora, di superare questa parte qui, perché la guida ovviamente fa riferimento a tutti quanti, sia all'utenza Sicilia che all'utenza maltese. Superando ancora questa parte che riguarda la parte dell'utenza Sicilia, andremo a vedere le stesse cose, quindi la stessa guida passo passo delle schermate del form per quanto riguarda diciamo, l'utenza maltese, che è esattamente da qui. Quindi quali sono i requisiti generali? L'aver conseguito il titolo di studio, la disoccupazione, la conoscenza della lingua italiana orale e scritta e poi l'età compresa dai 18 ai 29 anni e la residenza a Malta. Scendendo la guida ci dice quali sono, appunto, qual è il link dove è la compilazione del modulo. Io ricordo le finestre perché entro il 6 gennaio abbiamo diciamo la prima finestra di valutazione, la seconda entro il 6 febbraio, la terza entro il 6 marzo. Il progetto che mira a costruire un network di collaborazione transfrontaliera è destinato probabilmente ad diciamo, a una continuazione, quindi a una collaborazione che vede coincidere la parte diciamo, delle scuole, la promozione verso i ragazzi e appunto i giovani diciamo, che possono ottenere delle competenze attraverso la collaborazione transfrontaliera con aziende italiane per l'utenza maltesi e maltesi per l'utenza italiana, ma contemporaneamente quello che possiamo notare è che in questo momento il progetto ha dei posti contingentati, quindi il consiglio a tutti gli utenti è quello di essere, diciamo, il più veloci possibile a presentare la propria candidatura. Ancora vedendo la guida, vediamo gli allegati da presentare. E qui una guida passo passo che ci dice esattamente cosa troveremo nel form e quali sono le info da inserire. Ovviamente sono quelle anagrafiche e quelle di, diciamo, di contatto, più i requisiti dal punto di vista sia della formazione che anche in termini di motivazione sulla partecipazione al progetto. Tutto questo appunto, poi ovviamente c'è uno spazio più ampio per dare delle info. E qui importante lo sportello Move On, appunto il numero di telefono che potete comporre, che risponde le mattine dal lunedì al venerdì dalle 9 alle 13, che è il 356 2718 1517, e l'indirizzo di posta elettronica. Qui è possibile ancora presentare delle domande per le FAQ, quindi fac2@movon-italiamalta.it, diciamo entro il 15° giorno dalla scadenza di questa finestra. Quindi è importante che sia attraverso il telefono sia attraverso la mail, che ripeto fac2@movon-italiamalta.it, porre quei, diciamo, quei quesiti che possono essere funzionali alla, diciamo, alla finalizzazione del progetto e della candidatura. Ricordo che Movon comunica con i candidati, con gli stakeholder, con le aziende e con gli enti e partner che hanno costruito e realizzato e stanno come dire, collaborando allo sviluppo di questo progetto attraverso canali di progetto che sono il sito internet, che vado a ricordare ancora, che è www.moveon-italiamalta.it. Da lì ci sono i canali ai link social, Facebook, Instagram e LinkedIn. Sono presenti anche, diciamo, comunicazioni e contenuti sia di carattere informativo che promozionale sui canali social. E da ultimo vi dico ancora che è attiva una newsletter, per cui il suggerimento è quello di iscriversi al database newsletter per ricevere le comunicazioni dell'attività, diciamo, e promozionale di recruiting appunto delle candidature e di svolgimento e proposte da parte delle aziende che verranno coinvolte a partire dal 1° gennaio del 2022. E tutto qui, io vi ringrazio, vi saluto e con l'occasione a presto, goodbye e Merry Christmas. Bye.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you. Okay, so I will just share with you also a presentation. Part of it also Luca already explained. I will not be very exhaustive today. However, then I will be more detailed in the second launch event, since the participants then will be, I will do a more detailed information. So I will start to share my presentation. And I will just, okay. So as Luca already explained, we issued, and also the Italian partner did the same, the public notice on the 6th December 2021, which means that from that date onwards, everyone that is interested to participate can already register in the Italian Move On, in our Move On project website. And of course, we are as in Malta, Hermes, we are looking to recruit 25 Maltese participants to go to Italy to work, to do an internship in companies related to blue economy, health and quality of life, environment protection, and sustainable tourism. In total, the amount of the vouchers for the duration of 6 months will be 12,000 euros. And the Italian partner, as Luca already explained, they will do the same, but they will attribute the vouchers to 75 participants to come to Malta. The duration will be the 6 months. It will start in March, but has to be concluded till 30 September 2022. So this is the deadline to conclude the project, the mobility. It's important to mention that one person cannot apply or cannot have more than one voucher. Of course, in case a person applies more than once, it will be just evaluated one time on the first evaluation, and then we will not consider the other applications. And the general requirements are they need to be between 18 and 29 years old. However, in case the candidate is a disadvantaged person or with a disability, we do not consider the age limit. In that case, it is extended, and we give up to give more opportunities to those persons. It's important that is a resident in Malta, so it will present the resident card. However, of course, it can be a non-US citizen that is living in Malta. They can also apply as long as they are in compliance with the Maltese residence permit in Malta, and they need then to submit that documentation. Other requirements for the participants to be selected is that they need to present a certificate. It will depend, of course, on their education level, but it needs to be a certificate that allows them to access to the university degree. They can already be in the university at this moment, but at least the certificate before they start the university. They need to be unemployed. So this also gives a good opportunity for the first-time job seekers, but they need to be unemployed at the time of the duration of the mobility. And we also included, because of course they are going to Italy, a basic knowledge of the Italian language according to the European Framework of Reference for the Languages, but it's the basic knowledge because we start with the A2 level. In case they are not from EU, sorry, we require, of course, also the knowledge of the English language. But in Malta, the Maltese residents already speak English as official language. After the candidates submit their application in the Move On project, and in terms of, let's say, documentation and register of this mobility, there will be signed a voucher granting act between the participant and Hermes Corporation before the mobility starts. We will also sign an agreement personal plan between Hermes, the participant, and the hosting company. Of course, in the agreement is also detailed the working hours. It is comparable as a learning agreement of Erasmus Mobility, but is a detailed program of the learning outcomes and the conditions of the mobility between the participant and the hosting company. It will be provided an interim report, a final report for the mobility. It's important also to have a record of the working hours as an attendance sheet. And at the end of the mobility, we will provide a certificate to the participant, of course, to have, once the mobility is concluded, as a proof of the achievement of the mobility voucher. I will explain also some conditions for the participants to receive the grant. The total amount of the grant, that is 12,000 euros in total. It's important that, and we have these explained in the Article 6 and 8 of the public tender. And it's important that they achieve a minimum commitment expected during this work placement. So we set up a minimum of hours. Let's say during the month, we consider that the participant needs to work at least 20 days per month, considering the usual 5 working days, a minimum of 6 hours per day. Of course, that they can work more than 6 hours per day according to the hosting company. as long as they do not work more than 8 hours per day. So we don't do more than the 40 hours per week, which will correspond in 6 months to 120 days in total and 720 hours. So these are the minimums that we require. I am sharing a table to explain better these conditions. So we have the minimum hours for a 6-month period for a single month, which I was referring. Then I have the minimum conditions to don't revoke the voucher. So we consider that each participant needs to achieve at least 60% of the minimum of the hours that I was talking about. If they do not reach the minimum, the 60%, that corresponds to 72 days for 132 hours, they will not be eligible to receive any grant. However, if they reach the 60% or more than 60%, between 60 and 90%, they will receive the grant, of course, calculated per month, that corresponds to the 2,000 euros, but it will be then reduced, the grant, because they are not doing the minimum. So it will be then calculated in a pro rata according to the number of days, working hours they reach on that particular month. This only happens when they do reach this between 60 and 90%. And all the participants that reach the 90% of our minimum working days hours, that corresponds to 180 days, 648 hours, they will receive the 100% of the grant. Of course, then we also think, or we take in consideration, that not every time the participants can happen that they might not be able to attend to work due to sick leave or maternity leave or other type of impediment or major force that they cannot go to work, and this needs to be properly justified and also communicated to the Sicilian partners, also to the Maltese, to us. And in this case, then we will give the opportunity to avoid that the participants will incur in a pro rata reduction of the grant, that they can recover the hours in agreement with the hosting company. They can recover these hours, but it's important to refer that in any case, they cannot extend the mobility later than 30 September 2022. So this deadline needs to be respected. In terms of mobility support, what the students will have, either financial, not only financially, but of course during the entire mobility, they will have the Move On information desk. They will have, of course, the tutoring at the work placement by the hosting company. They will also be mentored by the organization that will be following up the students after the recruitment. And in terms of the project, the travel expenses are included, which means that we will offer the participants the ticket to go and come back to Sicily, and we will of course provide them the accident insurance and the third-party liability insurance, which is very important because they are working, and it's important for them and for the hosting companies that they will be properly insured. So this is offered by the project. The payment to the participants is exclusively done by bank transfer. So they will need to provide an IBAN. It needs to be with their name, their personal name. So and it's exclusively by bank transfer. And after the application, after they will be selected, we will sign this voucher granting act and the training plan before the mobility starts. And we decided that the contribution will be splitted like this. On the first month, they will receive 800 euros, second month 1,000 euros, on the third month 1,200 euros, and during the last 3 months they will receive 3,000 euros. So performing the total of 12,000. And as Paulo explained, as Luca, explained, just by entering on the Move On Italia in our Move On project website, they will have an online form and the documents they need to submit that are mandatory, because if they fail to submit any of these documents, of course, then they will not be eligible during the evaluation process, but they need to submit the curriculum in English and Italian. They need to. We have some the annex in the website, and this curriculum needs to follow up the curriculum vitae of the Europass template. They need to submit the ID card or passport valid. It's important that they check the validity of their document, the certificate of Maltese residence, or the residence permit in case they are not from EU. They need to provide, in case they are in the status of disadvantaged person or with disabilities, they need to provide a proof of a certificate that proves that condition. Also, because we require they are unemployed, they need to provide the justification and the proof that they are unemployed by Job Plus, and also to provide the certificate of the diplomas they achieved to access the university or higher if they are in the different MKF level 6, 7, or 8. As long as they provide the certificate, it's very important. Luke already showed us. I had some screenshots of our website. I think it's very straightforward, and it's important to refer that they also have the section that they have questions and answers to be more to clarify all the procedure. We have 3 different periods of evaluation. So the first evaluation, it will start after 6 January 2022. So the first deadline for applications, it's like 6 January. The second phase is 6 February, and the last phase is 6 March. So all the applications that we will receive after 6 March will not be considered. In terms of the assessment and the evaluation of the applications of the candidates, we will attribute a maximum of 100 points per participant, and it's distributed in different ways. So we created some criteria points that will attribute a maximum score of 75 points. And the candidates that will reach at least 45 points will be eligible and selected to the motivational interview. The interview will give them a maximum 25 points. During this interview, of course, we are going to, it will be focused more on the motivational aspects, the responsibility of the participants, and also the Italian expectations and the Italian level. To give you an example of the criteria points that we defined before the interview, we considered the age. The youngest candidates will have more points than the others. The date of the diploma, so those who have a more recent diploma will also get more points. We also created exclusively 5 points for all the disadvantaged persons. The knowledge of the Italian language. The lower the level, they will have less points. The professional experience. Those that have already some professional background will have more points, and the educational experience. Those that have a higher MKF level will have also more points. So in the end, then each candidate can reach a maximum of 75 points. And also we have the 12 points for the motivation that then can be written in a motivation letter. After the assessment, we will publish the ranking list, but not only we will have the list of the candidates that were selected, but in terms of transparency, it will be published all the candidates that were not eligible or were eligible, but then that didn't present all the documentation. So we will have all the candidates and those that are excluded and eligible for the transparency of the project. As I mentioned before, I mentioned before that it's not this. After the candidates to submit their application online, they will receive a confirmation email with the application. They will just have to download the PDF and send to our email. And after that, they have 5 days to those that were then selected, that will be notified. They have 5 days to sign the voucher granting act. By signing the voucher granting act, then we start to prepare the personal learning plan, and they have then from this date 30 days to start the mobility. In case any of the eligible participants fail to sign one of these documents or to be on time to depart for the mobility, it will need to be excluded from the voucher, and then we can invite other candidates from the previous ranking list. We have the email address that is also in our website. If for anyone that needs to have some more requests, and our move on desk located in Slima in Hermes Corporation office from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. till 1. And we ask just to be easier for the candidates that need more information. They can come to speak directly to me just to set an appointment, and they just need to send me an email to patricia.hermescorporation@gmail.com. So hopefully that we will have a lot of candidates that will reach the number, and in the next week we will also really do a press release in some social media, multi-social media, and hopefully to bring more attention and awareness to our project soon. So I stop sharing the presentation, and to conclude, I will just give the word to Simon Caruana. He works in ITS. We have been in touch for the last days, also because they will then participate in our second launch event.
Thank you, Patricia. Buongiorno, Luca. Good morning to everyone. As Patricia was saying, I mean, we've been involved in this. At the moment, all I can say is that we are reaching out both to the students which are currently would be finishing by this academic year, so they'll be able to participate, hopefully. We are also trying to reach out to some of our alumni. The main problem there, if I can say it's a problem, is obviously that we have the data only of those who gave us the permission to store their data.
Yes.
But that said, I think we should be in a position, and to be fair, the whole project is very attractive. I mean, the way I see it, it's a wonderful experience. Many of our students already go for placements, and that may be something that even in the future we may think about. So obviously we could sort of fit it in, if you like, in maybe different time or something. But that is for the future. So for the time being, I'm not really worried about that. As I said, many of our students go on placements, but they tend to go for a longer period sometimes. So I think, again, but not in Sicily. I mean, they used to go to other places. They used to go also to the UK, but not obviously now the UK with Brexit is becoming a bit more of a big problem. So it makes a lot of sense to look around us, to look closer to us. I mean, they can get, I think, a very wonderful experience. Especially if we look, from whether it's the culinary arts or hospitality, or we have similar things, and at the same time they are completely different. So I think the students who stand to benefit. So I really hope that some of them will take it up, because I think once that some take it up, as it always happens, then I mean, between themselves they will start spreading the word as well. So even for future ones, then I think we'll be in a better position sort of to target them and encourage them to attend. Once again, Patricia, I only have to thank you for the opportunity that you're providing to the students.
You're welcome, and I thank you a lot of times for the the collaboration with ITS. It is crucial and super important for the project, and they still have a lot of time, a bit of time. Hopefully, it would be ideally that we will have a good number of candidates in the for the first evaluation period. Also, because then it gives them more time for them to prepare themselves before the start of the mobility, to coordinate everything. And those that are interested can already register in the website. It's open, and I'm looking forward to meeting them on the 27th to explain in a bit more detail and to answer all their questions. And of course, after the event, as I said, available in person, by email, for all the questions they might have and the assistance they will need, if they are willing to participate in the project. I really thank everyone for your time today, and just wishing you a very good Christmas, and see you soon then in Malta.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.